Thank you all for coming today. My name is Gal, and I'm happy to present to you Guardian Key. It's a unique child monitoring solution for parents who respect their kids and their right for privacy. So a few months ago, I was visiting my sister, and at some point, her daughter, who is 15 years old, suddenly walked angry to her room and slammed the door behind her. A few minutes later, we could hear she was crying in her room, so my sister did the most natural thing for a parent. She went towards her kid's room and walked in to check up on her. Unfortunately, the reaction she got wasn't quite what she expected. Her daughter was yelling at her for entering the room without knocking first. She wasn't asking for advice, she demanded privacy. Now, for teens, the need for privacy is crucial. They demand their space and autonomy in the physical world, but even more so in the digital world, making it even harder for parents to understand their emotional state. We want to bring a balance between parents' need to keep their children safe and the child's need for privacy, but doing so without breaching the child's privacy. The solution we came up with is using sentiment analysis, the ability to process text generated by a person and figuring out their emotional state. This technology is already being used by industry giants for various purposes like customer satisfaction or employee engagement assessment. We are reintroducing this technology to the parental monitoring domain. Our solution is based on a keyboard app installed on the child's mobile device. It then collects all data inputs and the context in which they're being used, WhatsApp or Snapchat, searching on Google or any other application. We then use this text collection and process it using machine learning algorithms to perform sentiment analysis and provide a score for the child's emotional scale. And we notify the parent regarding the child's emotional landscape, but we're doing so without exposing any of the raw data. We're not showing no text, no pictures, no phone calls, only our insights. So we are currently working on a patent. Parents can control how and when they receive this information. They can get a snippet of alerts when we detect a critical change, for, in this example, a 15% rise in fear factors, or they can view a full emotional dashboard of the child right from their app. So we are reducing stress and anxiety and promoting parents' awareness. If we look at all the solutions available for parents today, this is a $5 billion market. It includes services like child location services, web content filtering, and much more. And yet, 60% of parents use none of the existing solutions, many of them due to child privacy issues. Our solution is for both of these groups simply because there's no existing solution dealing with the most important factor, the child's emotional state. Our competitors are clustered in this lower quadrant, indicating a mild approach to child privacy and hardly any consideration for the child's emotional state. Guardian Key is better focused on these two key parameters. We hold child privacy to a much higher standard, and we provide parents with meaningful insights at the right time. We're targeting working parents with children in the age range of 13 and 17, parents who are liberal, educated, tech-oriented, initially in Silicon Valley. We're offering a freemium app to increase data collection and develop user stickiness, and we expect 3% of them to join our premium program for just $10 per month per child, which is below the market average. The lifetime value of our users is over $500 after deducting acquisition costs. Our goal is to reach 2,500 paying users by the end of the first year, generate $100K of revenue per month on the second year, and reach annual revenue of $20 million on our fourth year. Currently, we're looking for a seed investment of $1.2 million to develop our MVP. This is our dashboard showing the child's emotional scales in the center, where positive feelings are shown on the right, negative feelings are shown on the left. We also provide additional information like trend analysis, week-by-week comparison, app usage by category, and much more. We have a great multidisciplinary team with over 50 years of combined experience. Gal Barak in strategic digital marketing and brand penetration, Aner in research and development of machine learning and natural language processing, and myself managing high-tech products and projects. The bottom line is there is a huge problem. We have a great team and unique technology to drive a significant impact for parents and teenagers alike. I hope you join us. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Great job.
Key question, how do you get the kids to agree to install it? How do you get the parents to convince the kids to install it?
We think it's important for parents to collaborate this process with the child. It's easier for the child to accept such a process when he knows he retains complete ownership of the data. So it's not being invaded like common apps being used today. We think that it will be a great benefit both for teens and for parents to make sure that we rebuild bridges of communication, especially for teenagers, when they tend to close up to parents and provide additional information for parents so they can step in and provide support when it matters the most.
It is a great idea. I really like the idea. How do you convince me and many parents like me that the algorithms really know to do what you claim that you're doing?
Okay, well, sentiment analysis is not new. The problem with sentiment analysis is that it does not reflect specific emotions. It's practically impossible to provide a unique scoring for the child's entire emotional landscape. We think that the approach of learning how to provide a score for a specific feeling based on some algorithms that we developed and also third-party applications will be able also to improve over time, but right from the start to provide valuable insights that are basically based on the way the child is expressing himself on virtual space. So the words they choose, the way they react, how many words they type.
Yeah, but I'm talking about marketing. How do you convince the potential customers that this is actually working, that they get something for the money?
We hopefully will launch with Silicon Valley first, so we want to approach schools and provide information for parents on how to deal with child safety online and provide this tool.
Okay, next.
I like the idea, but I want to be honest, it's not new. As you've mentioned, sentiment technology is out there, and a lot of your competitors are also talking about sentiment analysis. Have you developed any new groundbreaking technology around that sentiment analysis? Are you showing better results?
Well, not only are we focused on sentiment analysis, we're also not doing what our competitors are focused on. They're basically saying the parent should play the role of a spy and use as many sensors as possible on their child's device and expose as many information as possible, including text and phone calls and photos, with some degree of privacy implemented. We are allowing teens to remain the sole owners of their information and base our solution solely on sentiment analysis with a high degree of resolution with specific feelings in mind.
I think you found it's not unique what you're saying. Other competitors are also talking the same language.
They are talking about privacy as well, but doing
just
it
privacy, sentiment analysis, and giving just the top results.
Thanks.
So since the technology is replacing the parents, right, because they don't see the raw material,
right,
how accurate is it, like in terms of false positives?
Far less than conventional solutions, because we're not bothering the parents with minor details of everyday activity the child is doing. And when an average child is expressing himself online with over 1,000 words per day, through adolescence, as we keep monitoring a specific child and compare it to other children at the same age, at the same region, we'll be able to provide a better analysis.
And it works?
With the tests we've done so far, even when translating Hebrew to English, it still shows a significant trend for specific feelings over time.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay,
thank you
very much. Good job.